was a great move. Caution right now on the racetrack.
There was a car slow on the backstretch. That's the 66, Brendan Hightower. And you see a little bit of damage to the right front happen to Hightower. As he said, just got loose.
And then just, Indianapolis in general, it's narrow. There's not a lot of place. So if you spin, you're going to hit
the
something.
restarts 3 wide down into turn 3 again. There's one car. Oh, we got one around. Ty Dillon into the one. Hard into the wall. Wow.
Elliott Sadler caught up the one car. And a lot more damage. Cars getting into the grass, and we know that there's so much moisture in the grass, tearing cars apart.
We were covered on our inside.
Gloves off. It's going to be the end of the day for the one Elliott Sadler. Heavy contact. 2 wide is one thing. 3 wide
Nowhere I could go, man.
So much more difficult. He was backing up, and here he is 3 wide. The 42 of John Hunter makes a nice pass around the outside, and almost like the air just pulls the 3 around. He spins out basically by himself in the middle of 3 wide. As he comes around, he makes contact with the 1. This shot right here, look at the safer barrier. Elliott Sadler up. Man, that's a hard impact. It's safer barrier doing its job. Was giving, these cars were running 5th and 7th at the time of the accident. And then you see the 76, my goodness, parts flying off that car as he went through the grass to try to avoid the cars in front of him.
Yeah, that's 76.
Remember that
Spencer Boyd.
That 3 at Ty Dillon was on 2 tires. I don't know if that has anything to do with this accident, whether it was aerodynamics, whether it was just a bad place. We'll have to ask Ty when we get to speak to him later, but basically spins out in the middle of 3 wide, collects Elliott Sadler, really nowhere to go, running by himself at the bottom.
16 of Ryan Reed also got caught up in this. Got tagged by the 1 right there.
There's the 12. So the 12 didn't spin. You already see the damage. That tells me that came from the grass.
And we'll ride along with Elliott Sadler and the 1 car.
3 by 2, 3 wide, 1 outside, 1 outside. You have no pusher behind you. It's 2 back to 2 wide. Good to push hard when you get there. Nothing in front of 00. Outside line. Here comes the run behind you. Big run behind you. Still 3 wide. Clear high. Inside. Inside. Oh, we were screwed there.
That's Brett Griffin's voice. We actually had dinner with Brett Griffin yesterday. Big hit by Cole Custer in the 00. Great shot here, moving around. He's going to take the steering wheel off and get ready to climb out. But what a close call. You saw it in NASCAR Nonstop. He slammed into the inside wall, then right back out in front of traffic.
You're going to see he's right here at the top of your screen. It looks like he goes to the bottom of the racetrack. I'm not sure if he got pushed or was just going there to make a move. You see instantly the damage that the mud and the wet grass do to the front of this race car. He comes all the way in, and then you mentioned it. Driver's side into the safer barrier, which turns the car dead right. And this is where I was hitting you on the leg because I was worried. Look at this right here, back into traffic.
Close.
Oh, man, luckily Ryan Sieg right here, Ryan Reed, Chase Briscoe, Joey Gase, all doing a wonderful job of paying attention at this point, avoiding him. There's a lot of potential for another heavy impact.
Also in there, Joey Gase able to avoid.
Well, this is going to be a better look at it right here. So we see Custer on the top of the racetrack. He's just takes a left like he's going to get a run on the 22. And I don't think he has any idea that the 19 of Brandon Jones is underneath him. That is a long ways from the spotters, Jeff. Maybe he just didn't have great communication to make that move.
Yeah, I think with 29 to go, it's just, we talked about it before this restart, that you're going to have to make some very aggressive moves. And, I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just trying to push the energy a little bit, trying to make a move, and it just wasn't a hole there.
One of the difficult things about this racetrack being so big, and obviously the trees and everything in the infield, they're beautiful, but it makes it difficult for spotters to see these cars and to clear them.
Yeah, we're sitting here in the pagoda with a great view, and we can see the front stretch in turn 4, but with the trees, I can't really see the entrance to turn 3. I have a clear line of sight, but the trees are in the way. This right here from the onboard is going to be a great shot.
All clear. 19 coming with you. Inside now. 21's coming to help you. 19 hits you there. Spinning. Correct, guys. 19 running into us there.
Oh, You heard a spotter saying all
is a hornet's nest behind him. Here's Christopher Bell to the inside of Justin Allgaier. Look out, Ryan Preece is around. He'll hook them on. Oh, what a hellacious spin to the inside of turn number 2. Ryan Preece going for a wild ride off the second corner.
And back there we saw him catching, looks like the tire barriers. Caught it at a bad angle, almost tore the right front of that car completely off.
He's on the outside right there, the 42. That's a little, I can't tell if there was contact, if he just spun out. He spins across the field, luckily missing the 22. Austin Dillon getting on the brakes. And then right here, you mentioned the end of the tire wall. That is a tough impact, spinning the car around.
It was John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 that was right behind him. We don't know if there was contact made or if just the car got loose as he came out of the turn.
Yeah, we really need to see it from all the way back up, really the exit of turn 1. These corners, even though they have straightaways, the action kind of connects. So here you go. The 42 is inside the 18. No doubt they go into turn 2. There's a gap between them right here. The 42 looks loose, though. They both look loose. The 42 goes up the racetrack, and around goes the 18. And right here, it's just real estate. He needs more real estate. And that tire is there for a reason. You see the other option was the end of a wall, even with safer barriers. That's tough when you look at facilities that are used for multiple reasons. There's entries and exits with road courses and such. I'm not exactly sure what comes off from turn 2 over here. I don't think he hit him. I just think he started to slide up. I'm sure the 18 either felt the air or knew he was there, and then he started to slide up. I'm not sure if it was an air situation. But if you look, both cars are loose. I mean, right there, the 42 wiggles, but there's no contact. You have to ask yourself, these cars are creating a huge wake. Think of a boat. They're not driving canoes. They're driving, like, freightliners, big cargo ships. The wakes off these things are unbelievable. That's why the draft works. That's why the race is what you are seeing today with this drafting and the passing. The negative to that is when you get in that bumpy water, man, it can be trouble. And that rough air obviously spun the 18 out.
They're not ready to get there by the start-finish line. It's just not enough racetrack left.
2 car lengths separate the top 2. Justin Allgaier looking for his very first win at the Brickyard. Allgaier will win in Indy.
Heck yeah, boys! We just won in Indianapolis. How cool is that? Heck yeah! You guys are awesome. Great job, Boogie. Great job, buddy.
Here he is heading into turn 1. Can't see anything obvious, but something right there. You see parts and pieces bouncing off the car. Smoke. It looks like all the tires have air. We're going to have to see what broke on the 78.
Yeah, my water pressure is pretty high, but the car's isn't. 90. They reason that the gauge may be stuck, and so they think the car is okay. Kurt not too hot, but trying to overcome now after losing many spots on pit road.
Kyle Busch.
Wow.
Be careful. That's soft down there, but I love that shot out of the back of the pace car.
3 here. Spinning down in front of cars.
Oh!
Contact. 51 couldn't get slowed down enough. Cloud, I believe.
So Bubba Wallace in the 43 initiates this, and then the 51 slides into him. Yep. David Starr.
Watching this coming down into turn 3. Bubba got loose. Got turned by someone coming down and got through the grass. Did not contact the outside wall as far as I can tell. But, okay. Yeah, so he tried to straighten up the entry. I mean, that's the same thing that happened to him in Pocono. And so you know, your instincts are to aim left and try to, go through the grass and slow the car down some way, somehow. And he did a great job staying out of the wall with the issue he had. But without brakes, he can't stop the car as he's rolling down in front of oncoming traffic. Typically, he would have been on the brakes and be able to stop the car and stop that accident there. Bubba does. I'm not sure how this happened or why he must have touched the brake pedal, noticing no brake pressure, and just immediately turned left. All 4 tires were up on the car as he was sliding by, so it didn't blow a tire and make that turn. That had to have been a driver input. And, it's a very scary situation. He tried to defuse it. Kelly, I have to imagine when Matt Kenseth took the opportunity to come back and drive these race cars. Oh, we got a crash off of turn 2.
Big wreck involved. You see the 47 as well as the 88s. So A.J. Allmendinger in the 47. A lot of damage to that race car. Saw the 88 of Alex Bowman trying to avoid, but the right front bent up, as well as some damage to the left rear and the right rear.
Looks like Allmendinger's loose underneath the 88. As they get together and head into the fence. Heavy contact with the right rear quarter panel for the 88.
That was a fight for 16th, Junior.
Look at the 41, Kurt Busch, and the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse splitting the two spinning race cars.
Another look
Oh,
as they
boy.
catch the wall. And the 47 just got into the back of the 88. Both of them sliding into that outside wall, and then a hard contact for Allmendinger on the inside wall.
You know, Rick, safer barriers are getting their workout here in Indianapolis, but the first racetrack to have them. Great safety innovation. The first track that NASCAR goes to that had safer barriers here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
You don't want to test them, but they've been tested a couple of times already today. Riding along with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. To the inside he went, was able to avoid.
Right now on the racetrack.
And we got a car spun off of turn 2. 23 car.
J.J. Yaley.
Looks like he's got a flat tire of some
He was rolling
kind of
here.
issue there.
4 tires. He spun around.
See the car buckling.
An air issue.
Yeah, just inside another car. We've seen this, how fast these corners are. You need all the downforce, all the side force, and it looks like underneath that other car, the 23 loses the grip. JJ spins around and makes slight contact with the tire barrier. Yeah, the car he's lapping there. LaJoie is a lap down. Made contact with the right side on the outside fence as well in that conversation. The short shoot of turn 3 and 4.
Big crash there.
There's the caution.
Caution comes out. Landon Castle involved.
Heavy damage on the 00 of Landon Castle.
Saw he was running 28th. Also, that's the 96 of Jeffrey Earnhardt.
I saw this accident happen right in front of me. Jeffrey Earnhardt on the inside of Landon Castle gets loose in the middle of turn 3, corrects the car up into Landon Castle. Both guys into the outside wall hard. You see Jeffrey get loose. It's just side by side through the corner is tough here, and it takes the side force off of the inside car. And if you're in that car, you have to be ready and know that and try to anticipate it. Hard to do though.
And what a huge impact for both of those cars. You see the 00 Landon Castle kind of got squeezed into the wall, and both of those guys hit really hard.
We've already seen Jeffrey Earnhardt climb out of the 96.
Look at this right here. It just squeezes Castle. That is a major impact for both drivers.
Turn number 1. Here comes Keselowski. Right on the back bumper of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Less than 2 laps to go.
Keselowski is there. The question is, where can he make the move? He is the closest he's been. Hamlin slides up. Keselowski to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side for the lead here in Indy.
They touch down the back straightaway, side drafting. Denny Hamlin back to the quarter pound of 2. What's going to happen down here in turn 3? Denny Hamlin with the position, dives down in the corner, but Brad is still there. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Brad Keselowski, they touch again.
Watch Eric Jones coming off turn 4. These guys are going to get slow side by side. Keselowski in the spot. But can Eric Jones get a run and get by Hamlin on the front straightaway?
Brad Keselowski takes the lead. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Eric Jones up to second. Keselowski, Jones, 1 and 2. Hamlin falls back to 3rd.
2 wins in a row now, coming to the playoffs.
2 crown joyals. Last week it was the Southern 500. This week, the Brickyard 400 for Keselowski.
Hell yeah, 2 marquees in a row. Are you kidding me?
That is unbelievable.
Thank you, everybody.